Some cars transcend their function as mere vehicles and become symbols of history, wealth, and prestige. The rarest and most iconic automobiles often fetch staggering prices at auctions, with collectors willing to pay tens of millions to own a piece of automotive history. From Ferrari racing legends to Mercedes-Benz masterpieces, these cars represent the pinnacle of luxury and engineering. Let's dive into the top 5 most expensive private cars ever sold at auction, exploring what makes each of them so valuable. 5. 1956 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, $143 million. At the top of the list, and in a league of its own, is the 1956 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, which sold for an astonishing $143 million in 2022. This sale shattered all previous records, making it the most expensive car ever sold at auction. What makes this car worth such an unbelievable amount? It all comes down to its rarity, history, and engineering brilliance. Only 2 of these cars were ever made, and they were never intended for public sale. Built as a road-going version of the legendary Mercedes-Benz W196 Formula One car, this coupe was designed by Rudolf Uhlenhaut, the engineer responsible for some of Mercedes' greatest racing machines. With a 3.0-liter inline-8 engine capable of reaching 180 miles per hour, it was one of the fastest cars of its time. But beyond performance, it's the exclusivity that makes it so valuable. For decades, both units remained under Mercedes-Benz's private collection, making them unobtainable for collectors. So when Mercedes decided to sell one of the 2 at a secret RM Sotheby's auction, billionaires battled for the chance to own this piece of automotive royalty. The winning bid: $143 million, a price that dwarfs any other auction sale in history. Even more impressive, the proceeds were donated to fund global education and scholarship programs. Imagine owning a car so valuable that it's considered a national treasure. Would you take it for a drive or keep it locked away in a vault? 4. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, $48.4 million. If there's one car that defines classic Ferrari excellence, it's the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. This is arguably the most famous and sought-after Ferrari ever built, and it set a then-record price when it was sold for $48.4 million at an RM Sotheby's auction in 2018. So, why is the 250 GTO so valuable? First, only 36 units were ever produced between 1962 and 1964, making it one of the rarest Ferraris in existence. Second, it wasn't just a car, it was a racing legend. This particular model won the 1962 Italian GT Championship, proving itself as one of the most dominant race cars of its time. Under the hood, the 250 GTO packs a 3.0-liter V12 engine, producing 296 horsepower. While that might not seem like much today, back in the 1960s, this was an absolute powerhouse. It could hit speeds of 174 miles per hour, a ridiculous number for a car from that era. The design is another reason for its astronomical price. The 250 GTO is considered one of the most beautiful Ferraris ever made, with its sleek, curvaceous body and aggressive stance. Enzo Ferrari himself once said, "A car is a work of art, and every Ferrari should be a masterpiece." Fun fact: although the 250 GTO holds the auction record at $48.4 million, it has been privately sold for over $70 million. Would you rather have this legendary Ferrari, or would you invest that money in real estate and yachts? 3. 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti, $35.7 million. Ferrari continues to dominate the list of ultra-expensive cars, and the 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti is one of its finest creations. This racing legend sold for $35.7 million in 2016 at an art curio auction in Paris, and for good reason. It was one of the most powerful race cars of its time. What makes this Ferrari so valuable? First, its racing history. This car competed in legendary races such as the 1957 Mille Miglia and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. It was driven by some of the greatest racers in history, including Stirling Moss and Wolfgang von Trips, further adding to its desirability. Second, its performance was ahead of its time. The 335S Sport Scaglietti was powered by a 4.0-liter V12 engine that delivered an impressive 400 horsepower, allowing it to reach speeds of over 190 miles per hour, an astonishing feat for the 1950s. It was one of Ferrari's most dominant racing machines, but also one of the most dangerous, as several tragic accidents led to changes in racing safety regulations. Only 4 units were ever built, making this car one of the rarest Ferraris on the planet. When it hit the auction block in 2016, it sparked an intense bidding war, ultimately landing it among the most expensive cars ever sold at auction. Would you prefer to own this Ferrari legend or spend $35 million on a private yacht? 2. 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196R, $29.6 million. For Formula One fans, this car is the ultimate piece of racing history. The 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196R isn't just any car. It's the same race car that helped Juan Manuel Fangio win his second Formula One World Championship. Sold at a Bonhams auction in 2013 for a record-breaking $29.6 million, this car became the most expensive Formula One car ever sold at auction. But what makes it so valuable? The W196R was ahead of its time when it debuted in 1954. It introduced cutting-edge technology that gave Mercedes-Benz a massive advantage over its competitors. Some of its groundbreaking features included fuel injection, a first in F1 history, giving the car better performance and efficiency. Independent suspension, improving handling and cornering at high speeds. Streamlined body design, reducing drag, making the car one of the fastest of its era. Under the hood, the W196R packed a 2.5-liter straight-eight engine, capable of reaching speeds over 186 miles per hour, an insane number for a 1950s race car. Juan Manuel Fangio, considered one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time, dominated the racing world with this car. He won multiple Grand Prix races with the W196R, securing the 1954 World Championship. The fact that Fangio himself raced this car added massive value to its price tag. Collectors love cars that have authentic racing history, and this one was completely unrestored, meaning it still had the battle scars from its racing days. When the W196R went to auction in 2013, it shattered records, becoming the most expensive race car ever sold at auction at $29.6 million. Even though modern Formula One cars are technically more advanced, none have the historical significance of this one. Would you take this championship-winning F1 car for a drive or keep it in a museum-like collection? 1. 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB/4S NART Spider, $27.5 million. You've probably heard of Ferrari's legendary 250 GTO, but what about its rarer sibling, the Ferrari 275 GTB/4S NART Spider? This car might not be as famous, but it's even more exclusive, with only 10 ever built. In 2013, one of these ultra-rare Ferraris was sold at RM Sotheby's for an astounding $27.5 million, making it one of the most expensive Ferraris ever sold at auction. The 275 GTB/4S NART Spider was a special edition Ferrari designed for the North American racing team NART. Ferrari's private racing team and the US Enzo Ferrari initially planned to build 25 units, but due to low demand at the time, only 10 were ever produced, making it one of the rarest Ferraris in history. Despite its limited numbers, the NART Spider was an absolute masterpiece. Designed by Pininfarina, it had the sleek, aggressive curves that made Ferraris of the era so iconic. Under the hood, it featured a 3.3-liter V12 engine capable of producing 300 horsepower and reaching speeds over 165 miles per hour. One of the biggest reasons for this car's value is its Hollywood connection. The most famous NART Spider owner was actor Steve McQueen, who personally requested one from Ferrari after seeing it on the set of the Thomas Crown Affair. His love for the car added to its legend, making it even more desirable among collectors. The record-breaking auction sale in 2013 wasn't just about luxury. It was also for a good cause. The NART Spider that was auctioned off was owned by Eddie Smith Sr., a businessman who kept the car for over 45 years. Instead of keeping the millions for himself, the entire $27.5 million was donated to charity, making it one of the most meaningful car sales in history. Imagine being the new owner of one of Ferrari's rarest cars, knowing that your purchase went to helping people around the world. Would you rather own this ultra-rare Ferrari or use that money to buy multiple hypercars? These cars aren't just about speed or luxury. They are about history, exclusivity, and passion. From Ferrari race cars to Mercedes-Benz icons, each vehicle on this list represents the pinnacle of automotive excellence. Which of these cars would you want to drive for a day? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Prestigo for more content on the world's most luxurious and expensive things. See you in the next video.